Months after Canada's ban on foreign landlords entered into force on January 1, Canada Mortgage and Housing Company made several changes in the legislation that allowed Canadians to buy housing properties in certain cases. The changes in prohibition housing by Canada's Canadian law, which was announced by the Minister of Housing Diversity Ahmed Hussen on March 26, affects business permit holders, partly public-private companies. These changes will allow newcomers leave their roots in Canada through businesses to create businesses and build houses by adding a housing supply in Canada cities, he says. The prohibition was adopted by the Parliament in June 2022 before entering into force in January of this year. Prohibiting commercial enterprises and individuals other than Canada to buy housing properties in the country. According to the new rules, everyone who has a work permit in Canada can buy a housing property while working. In order to be appropriate, owners must remain at least 183 days in the work permit during purchase of a home and have no housing property. When legislation entered into force at the beginning, it contained exemptions for those who have temporary work permits, but for at least 3 of last 4 years, full-time work and income tax declarations were supposed to be given. Will créer obstacle. However, as part of these new changes, the rules related to tax files and previous work experience have been repealed. Change in empty land purchases, foreign control threshold. In accordance with new rules, the ban will no longer apply to empty lands that have been reconstructed for housing and mixed use. This means that Canadians can now buy this land and use it for any purpose, including housing development. In addition, another exemption is made to allow foreigners to purchase housing for housing development. The finale of 4 amendments brought by the federal government includes an increase in institutional external control threshold. According to a press release published by Canadian Home Producers Association in February, 3% of foreigners organized home developers. Although the national average house price has fallen from the summit about a year ago, housing can be met for many Canadians. By limiting foreign investor activities among housing properties, some market observers estimate that the ban will release the supply and create new purchasing opportunities for Canadians. However, the data compiled by CMHC in 2017 show that foreign buyers have minimum housing property in various Canadian cities. In addition, real estate experts have provided confused reactions to regulations when the impact of Canada on housing market. Michael Lee in Canada Press Files from CTVNEWS.CA.